Yeah, record to the cloud. Maybe that'll help. Okay, my name is Jackie Jacob. Welcome to the webinar today. It's hosted by E-Extension through the University of Kentucky. And I am the secretary for the specialist committee for the National 4-H Poultry and Egg Conference, for which the barbecue contests are part of it. We've been holding it for decades, but this year we decided to update it a little bit more, since some of the things that we were doing were hard to get the materials for people to practice. So let me share my PowerPoint. Now, when I'm on this PowerPoint, I cannot see the chat. So if you have a question, type it in the Q&A box. Otherwise, once I stop sharing, oops, let's get to the beginning. Once I stop sharing, then I will be able to see what's in the chat box. But I can see the Q&A box when I'm on it. So as I said, this talk is on the National 4-H Chicken and Turkey Barbecue Contest. We have the two contests that are held at the National 4-H Poultry and Egg Conference. And the kids really like coming to the conference. Okay, why aren't you going forward? Oh, there we are. We do have a website. You can just type in national4hpoultry.com. It will redirect you to the exact URL for the national page, which is hosted on the University of Kentucky website. It gives you all the information that you need. And as you can see, the upcoming dates for this year are November 18th and 19th, and it's held in Louisville, Kentucky. We have 5 contests: the poultry judging, the egg preparation demonstration, avian bowl, and the chicken and turkey barbecue contest. This webinar will focus on the barbecue contests. And come on, where aren't you working? At the National 4-H Poultry and Egg Conference, we start out on the Wednesday with a poultry careers workshop. This is Dr. Ken Kokelbeck, is the chair for the National 4-H Poultry and Egg Conference. And he introduces the speakers who are talking on various poultry career opportunities for 4-Hers. Then there are tours. It's the same tour. It goes to the Slugger Factory and the Churchill Downs. And it's all on the Wednesday. And it's held while we are, as the specialists, are trying to set up the contests. So while I've been to both of those locations, I have not gone on it as a tour member. I live in Kentucky, so I did go. After orientation and whatnot, there's a get acquainted party at the bowling alley across from the hotel where we stay. Food and bowling and interaction, and the kids love it. And we have kids coming back year after year to compete in a different contest. If you've competed in one contest, you can't come back and compete in the same contest. But as I said, we have 5 different contests, so you can always come back in one of the others. So the rules are on the website for both the chicken and the turkey barbecue contests. So if you have a question, first refer to all of the rules. Okay, so for the barbecue contests as an overall, they are judged on the cooking portion, and then within that, they are judged by 2 judges who watch them cooking and give them a score on their cooking skills. And then they submit a product which goes to a different set of judges who do a sensory evaluation. Then they also, at the national contest, have to give a 10-minute presentation on either the chicken or turkey industry, depending on which contest they are in. Most of the kids that participate use a PowerPoint presentation, which is allowed. In the past, we have used posters with easels, and we provide the easels. So if they want to go old school, they can use the posters. We are set up for both. If you're running a state contest, for example, in Kentucky, when we do our barbecue contests to decide who's going to nationals, we do not require the presentation. We help them prepare the presentation to go on to nationals for our seniors. But we do the cooking part. So depending on your state, you may or may not have to do the presentation at the state contest. Okay, so Wednesday, after the tours are over and before the contest starts, on Thursday, there's an orientation. And on the left there is Dr. Jesse Lyons, or Mr. Jesse Lyons, I guess, at the University of Missouri, retired, still does 4-H stuff. Him and the person on the right, Blake Vandenberg, are the ones who actually run the contest. Jess is on the webinar. In case I get something screwed up, he can correct me. But they're the ones involved. And if they are doing a PowerPoint presentation as part of their talk, then they have to submit their PowerPoint at that time. They are also assigned a number so that they know what their contestant number is when they are doing it. Question, are any states offering virtual contest submissions via video? I have no idea what other states are doing. It is up to the states to decide how they are going to choose the person who's going to represent that state at the national contest. Only seniors are allowed to participate in the national contest. They have to be 14 as of January 1st, and they cannot have competed in the contest previously, but it's up to the states to determine who's going to do the chicken barbecue contest and who is going to do the turkey barbecue contest. At the national level, we have no input on that. It is totally up to the states involved. Okay, so as I said, there's a chicken and a turkey contest. The one on the right is a chicken, group of chickens, participants from last year. And on the left is the group of turkey participants from last year. You can see they're supposed to wear an apron with their hair back. They're not to have any state identification on them. They're not supposed to have their name or anything like that to tell so the judges don't know who's from which state, to eliminate any bias. As you can see, we don't get one from every state, so chances are pretty good that you're gonna do it in the top 10. So it's always great to get more people to participate. Question, will there be a national contest this year? I have heard all national 4-H contests will be canceled. As far as we know, this contest is going to be held. We have not heard otherwise. It's held at our state fairground, state fairgrounds. So whether or not the hospital is still there may be the determining factor as to whether or not it is held, because it's held in conjunction with the National or North American International Livestock Exhibition. So as far as I know, it's on. We haven't heard otherwise. So these are the ones that participated last year. The contests run concurrently, so you cannot compete in both contests at the same year. So if I'm correct, the chicken people barbecue first while the turkey contestants are doing their presentations, and then they switch. And so when the turkey is barbecuing, the chicken is giving their presentation. So as an overview for the contests, and that's a photograph from last year's contest, we provide the grills. They're an Aussie walkabout, I think it's called. They sell them at Kroger here. I don't know in other parts of the country who sells them, but that's what we use, and we provide a grill for each contestant. Each contestant gets an assigned cooking space, which is half of an approximately 3-inch by 8-foot table, so they have to share the table with somebody else, and that is adjacent to their assigned grills. So you can see in the photograph, each person has half a table and they have a grill across from the table. Let's see. I think I've answered all the questions. You can use, we provide the charcoal and lighter fluid. The contestants are allowed to bring their own charcoal and lighter fluid. It cannot be self-starting charcoal. They are judged on how well they can start the charcoal, and it's with lighter fluid, or they can use the chimneys. No automatic fire starter blocks are allowed. You can use the chimneys. You can use the starter chimneys, but they must be placed inside the grill before and during ignition and removed from the grill prior to putting on the chicken or turkey for cooking. Fire is restricted to inside the provided grill. And I often ask, why is that rule there? And the answer I usually get is that somebody did something that required that rule to be there. So all the fires must be inside the grill, no starting of fires outside the grill. You can add non-charcoal combustible fuel, such as wood chips or something. You got to be limited on how much you do. There is no electricity provided, so no rotary things or anything like that. And it should be noted that water is not easily accessible during the contest. That is why you'll see on the desk, like on this first girl here, she has basins, and those are for washing, because you have to fill up and have the water on your table so that you can wash your utensils as required for proper food safety. Okay, for the chicken contest, you get, this is new this year, the contestants cook 4 bone-in skin-on chicken thighs, and of course chicken thighs come in a variety of different sizes. So basically the total weight of all 4 chicken thighs is somewhere between 1.5 to 2 pounds. We provide the chicken. You cannot provide your own chicken, and they have no access to the chicken prior to the start of the contest. So they have 2 hours to cook the chicken thighs. Parboiling and deep, it's supposed to be deep frying, not deep drying, are not allowed. Sauces or similar products may be placed in a small metal pan on the grill to heat it up if that's required, but you can't put the meat into the metal pan with whatever you're heating up. You may not enhance the chicken meat by piercing, injecting, or inserting any fluid, sauce, or additive other than immediately beneath the skin layer. And you may debone the thighs if wanted, but whatever you do to one, you have to do to all of them. And seasoning can be placed in the area that was previously filled by the bone, if so desired. Okay, so once they finish cooking, first they have to prove to the judges that the meat is cooked. So prior to submission of the final product, the contestants must demonstrate to the barbecuing skills judges the criteria and methods they used to determine the proper doneness of their product. And as I said, what you do to one have to be to the other. So the thighs can be bone in or deboned, but all the thighs have to be the same. We provide the containers in which the thighs are handed in, and no garnishes, dips, or additional items can be added, just the thighs. They also need to provide 3 copies of the recipe on note card stock. We prefer 3 by 5 inches. 2 of the copies are given to the barbecue skills judges before the starting of the fire, and 1 copy is turned in when you turn in your product for the sensory evaluation judges to have. The recipe cards must contain the name of the recipe and the contestant number, the list of ingredients, general cooking instructions or recipe, and if any special cooking techniques were used to achieve a unique flavor. So this is a copy of the scorecard for that the judges use for cooking skills. And so I blew it up a little bit here, sort of blurry because the quality of the picture wasn't very good. But so they get 5 points on their choice of the equipment. They have to provide everything. As I said, we provide the grill, the charcoal, the lighter fluid, the table, and the chicken. And the contestants have to provide everything else. So they have to have the cooking utensils. They have to have their table organized. They need a tablecloth. You know, is it efficient? Was it overly complicated? You know, did they use it well, properly arranged? Did they keep their area clean? And of course, did they put in the recipe card? And then for their personal equipment, they get 5 points for the initial appearance of the person and equipment, how they looked while they were cooking, and did they wear an apron or some other attire. They get 10 points for demonstrating how well they start the fire, making sure that it's safe, and did they need to add extra fuel in order for the fire to get started. And looking at the bottom portion of the score sheet, they get how well they control the fire. They get 15 points for that. So, you know, make sure there's not too much smoke or flame. Did they have to do control measures because it was too hot? You know, did they stir up the ashes? You know, if they need charcoal, was it added properly? And then, of course, preparing the chicken for cooking. You need the, you know, the food safety skills as well as proper use of utensils and whatnot. And then the skills in actually barbecuing. You know, did you turn it before it was blistered? Did you get torn or stuck to the grill? Was the sauce added uniformly? Did, you know, was it too much charcoal? And were there food safety concerns? So that's the cooking portion. And then they hand in the 3 thighs for sensory evaluation. And they're looking for uniformity amongst the 3 parts. They look at the color. Did it get burnt or blistered? Did it get ash on it? Was the skin torn? And then the key point is that, you know, was it done? So was it undercooked, overcooked? And of course, you want it done. All 3 pieces have to be done. And a rule we instigated a few years ago is that if the product handed in is severely undercooked and the judges deem it unsafe to eat and or cooking skills judge observe food safety concerns, sensory evaluation will end here and zeros will be given to all remaining categories. This has been an issue. We do not want our judges to get food poisoning. So if it is undercooked, they will not taste it. So you will get no sensory evaluation points on taste, which is the lower portion. They look at texture, juiciness, flavors, whether or not it has an aftertaste, and things like that for the sensory evaluation. Okay. Any questions on the chicken barbecue before? Well, no, I'll do the turkey barbecue and then we'll do it all at the same time because I won't have the thing open. For the turkey barbecue contest, we went to ground turkey this year, and they have to prepare turkey patties. So they'll be given 2 pounds of 85 to 90% lean ground beef, ground turkey. They'll have no access to the turkey prior to the start of the contest. The final burger patty must be 75% by weight of turkey. I only have to submit 2 patties, and each patty must be a minimum of 1/4 pound on a pre-cook weight basis. So you're basically making a 1/4 pounder. They can add whatever they want to it as long as the turkey remains 75% of the final ingredients. They have 2 hours to cook again, and no boiling or deep frying. They may cook in aluminum foil wrap or basket formed of foil wrap. Separate ingredients may be placed into small metal pans on the grill for heating, but the meat product cannot be placed in the metal pan. And once again, prior to submission, the contestants must demonstrate to the barbecue skills judge the criteria and methods they use to determine the proper doneness of their product. And again, they have to give 3 copies of the recipe. 2 must be given to the barbecue skill judges before the start of the fire. 1 copy turned in to the sensory judges when you turn in the cooked product. It has to have the name of the recipe and the contestant number, list of ingredients, cooking instructions for the sauce, materials added to the turkey meat, and if any special cooking techniques were used to achieve the unique flavoring. Again, looking at the score sheet for the turkeys, it's very similar to what we had for the chicken on, how does the equipment look? How does the person look? How well did they start the fire? How well did they control the fire? How well did they handle the turkey, especially with regards to food safety? And how skilled were they in actually cooking the turkey patties? And again, the sensory evaluation sheet is very similar. They again are judged on the appearance and uniformity and the degree of doneness. And again, if they are undercooked, then they won't get any more sensory points. Texture, again, and the flavors, and whether or not there's any after flavors. Yes, youth need to provide their own utensils and cleaning supplies. All we provide is the grill, the charcoal, the lighter fluid, the table, and the turkey, or in this case, or chicken. So yes, the youth have to provide everything else. Okay, as I said, they all have to do a presentation as well as the cooking portion. So this will give you an idea of the score sheet. So, how well are the participants dressed? Can you hear the voice? Is it pleasant, convincing? Sometimes they do a theme, and so, is the dress appropriate to the theme? It does not have to be a theme, but it can be a theme. Did they cover all the subject matter? So they get 25 points. So did they demonstrate knowledge of the turkey and broiler industries? Did they incorporate factual nutritional information and address the food safety issues, including the food safety issues related to barbecue cooking? Did they exhibit insight into particular properties and attributes of the product, economically, versatile, whatever? And was the information presented accurately, practically, and adequately addressed? How did the presentation go? Did it have an introduction? Did it have good content in the material? Did they, summarize at the end? Did they complete within the 10-minute time limit? Did they make effective use of the time and cover all the materials needed? And then they have a few minutes for questions. I think the rules say 3 minutes, but so they do get scored on how well they answer the questions, and they get scored on the overall effectiveness of the presentation that they did. 10 points there. Whoops. And just a minute, it kicked out. Come on. Oops, what happened? Where are you? I want this thing to work. Okay, so that night, Thursday night, there is the awards presentation. These are the award winners from last year, with the chicken barbecue contest on the left and the turkey barbecue winner on the right. When turkey patties are turned in, can they include it on a bun or leaf lettuce? No. Only the turkey patties can be turned in. No stuff on top of it or anything like that. So they can put sauce on it, but they can't be added to the presentation that's handed in. Also, if a turkey has a Southwestern recipe, can corn or peppers be roasted on the grill to include it in the patties? Yes. You have the whole 2 hours. I'm sure it's not going to take 2 hours to cook the entire, patties. So you can bring whatever you want to include into the patties, and you can roast them or do whatever, as long as you indicate that on your recipe card. So they get a plaque and a pin and money, but I can't remember how much it is. Maybe Jesse can tell me how much it is. But that's my email address if you want to ask any questions after the webinar, or if you're watching a recording. As I said, if you type in national4hpoultry.com, it will take you there. It's easier than trying to remember the very long actual URL. So I am going to stop sharing. Okay. Any questions? I can see both now. I can see the Q&A and I can see the chat box. Hopefully, Jesse, I didn't say anything wrong. I see you corrected me. 30 inches wide, yes, and 8 foot long. So are there any questions? Not seeing any. I answered them all already. As I said, we're hoping it will be held in November as planned. We are sending out all the materials as planned. The deadline for registration is October the 20th. There is an online registration form. It costs, what is it, $50 now these days? I don't remember. Tony, are you on here still? Is there a presentation? Is the presentation a PowerPoint? Yes, it can be a PowerPoint presentation, which has to be submitted the Wednesday night during orientation, and it can be posters if so choose. We can make that available to you. If the contest is not popular in our state, what suggestions do you have for gaining attention and participation? If there is not a state contest, I would recommend you contact your state leader and say that you are interested in participating in the national event, and you can hold your own contest, or if you're the only person, you can just say, I want to go, and ask what your person says. As I said, it's totally up to the states to decide who can and cannot go. We do not have any control over that. We can provide the state leader with information on the contests if they request it, but we have no input on state decisions as to who can and cannot go. Are there extension 4-H resources you recommended for food safety? There may be some state publications. Kentucky has one on the actual contest, gives a list of materials that you might need for it. As far as food safety and cooking with fire, I would imagine your state extension office may have something. If you Google it, I'm sure you will find it. Can our youth go a day early in order to visit the trade show? We do not pay gate admission if you come early. The activity fee that is charged per person includes coverage into the fairgrounds, and the National North American International Livestock Exhibition is going on at the same time. Family of those that are participating in a contest can always go over and watch whatever's going on over there if they don't want to watch their kids. But if you come early and you want to go in on a Tuesday, that's on you. We only cover the Wednesday and Thursday admission. And that includes parking once you get in there. What is the best advice you can give to a county who has never competed in these events? Again, it would depend on your extension agent. If that extension agent has any questions, they can contact me. I'm sorry. Come on, I hung up on you. Go off. Don't want to. If your state has sent somebody before and it's a new county, then I would contact your state extension office. So if you tell me what county it is, I could tell you whether or not they have competed before. If nobody from your state has ever gone before, I'm more than willing to help you with that. Did I say that turkey burgers can be served with a side item, or just turkey burgers can only be served as burgers? I mean, as the patty, only the patties. 2 patties get submitted for sensory evaluation. It does not have any bun, no toppings, no nothing, just the patties. Quick Google led to barbecue safety. So yeah, if you just Google it, there are lots of different, FDA has things online all the time. I don't think anybody, I can't copy it. So April, if you put it in the chat box and select everybody will be able to see those links. This thing's not letting me copy and paste. to put the answer, to put it in here. But if you just put it as, you know, yes, and all attendees, they'll be able to see it, right? And as Jesse said, burgers may not be presented with any side items. What else we got here? Are there extension? Oh, I did that one already. So I think I have answered everybody's questions, unless there are any other questions. If you are going to be looking for the recording, it's probably on the same page that you used to get in here. But all of our webinars, oops, and a variety of poultry, different poultry topics, and every once in a while we throw in a 4-H thing. This is our website that has all the poultry articles. It has links to upcoming and past webinars. We do have one coming up in November on cooking turkeys for Thanksgiving. Yeah, so are there any other questions I can help you with? And I see Jesse's here, although Blake came in and popped out again. Oh, Blake's trying again. So if you have any questions, Jesse and Blake are the two that run the contest, and hopefully you guys they can deal with anything more specific that I did not cover. Hey Blake, we just finished.
Oh, sorry. I popped on a minute on my computer and then I switched to my phone. I was on a conference call with Germans trying to get a machine to the United States.
Oh, okay. So we have 35 attendees from various states. Pennsylvania, which has sent people before. Georgia, which has sent. South Carolina, have they sent a barbecue person before?
Yeah, back in the day. It's been quite a few years, but they have.
North Carolina, have they?
Yeah, we used to get a lot from North Carolina.
But it's been a while, right?
Hit and miss. It's like sometimes they come, sometimes they don't.
Okay, we definitely get Pennsylvania. Missouri, we do. Kentucky, we do. New York, we do.
Yeah, oh, Mrs. Whipple, our favorite person.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Virginia, they've had people before, right?
Yeah.
Georgia, yeah. So those are the ones that I've had on here. So we have had people from every state that's currently indicated that what state they are in. But as I said, it is total. Oh, and Alabama. Yes, Alabama typically has people participate and do very well.
They win a lot.
They win a lot, yeah. Minnesota, they tend to win a lot too. But as I say, things have totally changed. So, oh, Utah, has Utah been? They were there last year for something else, weren't they?
I don't think we've ever had a barbecuer from Utah. That'd be new.
That'd be new. That'd be cool. I say it's totally up to the states to decide who can attend from their state. So we don't have any input. We just send out information. Hopefully every state that wants to compete can compete. That would be very nice. And if you have any, questions, you need somebody to talk to the leader from your state or whatever, this is my email address. As I said, the rules are online, and if you type in nationalpoultry.com, it will take you there. Whoops, it put both of them together. Sorry about that. So my email was, and then if it doesn't let me separate them, sorry. There they are, sort of separated. That will take you directly to the page. It's got all the particulars with regards to the rules. As I said, only seniors 14 years of age as of January 1st. And as far as we know, the contest is going to be held. I know that some states are having problems with their contests being held in the summer and summer contests not, summer 4-H activities not being allowed. Whether you can postpone it and do it at another time in order to get your representative to go to nationals, that's up to the states to decide. We have no input on that. So hopefully you can attend with us. And as I said, this is being recorded, and it should be up later today or tomorrow morning. You can check us out on Facebook page. Oops, where am I? Facebook.com/poultry extension. We post all things poultry there. This is part of e-extension, as I said, the electronic version of the Cooperative Extension Agency. I'm not seeing any more questions. I think I answered them all. So thank you guys for joining us, and I hope to see you in November. Said the registration deadline is October 20th, and I hope you can come. So thank you, Jesse and Blake, for coming on to make sure I didn't make any, total blunders there, Jess. And everybody have a good day and stay healthy.